Hello everybody and welcome back to the Lights at F1 channel and episode 4 of the F1 Tech Analysis series and part 2 of the How Do F1 Brakes Work. And in this video I will be looking at the rather complex subject of how the rear brakes of an F1 car work. But before I begin, please may you take the time to like the video, subscribe and leave a comment on how much of this you think you might actually be able to remember, or for that matter, any other comment you want to put. Now, before I begin, just in case you didn't see the first part, then, for a start, why are you watching this? Did no one teach you that part 1 comes before part 2? But never mind that, I'll give you a basic rundown of what I said. F1 brakes are really, really good, and the front brakes are basically just normal, simple brakes. So, now I've got all that out the way, I can finally now begin. So, the rear wheels have 3 different ways that they can be used to slow down or brake. These are the normal frictional brakes, the resistance provided by the spinning of an engine, often referred to as the engine brakes, and finally the electrical braking that comes from the harvesting of energy by the MGUK. The amount that each different type of brakes actually does in contributing towards the braking of the car depends on the driver's preferences and can be adjusted by the setup of the car and his steering wheel mid-race. So, how do these actually work though? So, when the driver decides to press the braking pedal, the fluid pressure that is created in the braking signal gives a reading to the electronic pressure sensor. The strength of the signal is proportional to how hard the driver has pressed the brake pedal, and it shows how much the driver wants to brake the car. The signal that is created is then passed on to the ECU of the Formula 1 car. This electrical control unit turns this into commands for the car to brake at the rear, which will, in turn, slow the car down. The driver can control how much the car brakes by the strength that he pushes the brake pedal with, as it will change the reading picked up by the ECU, which will then release weaker or stronger commands to the brakes depending on what the driver has inputted. To which system the ECU sends the commands all depends on the way that the car is set up, what the driver has told the team, and how the driver has adjusted his steering wheel during the session. Different drivers obviously prefer different setups when it comes to braking, with some setups allowing the MGUK to take more kinetic energy and convert it into battery power. However, some setups allow the drivers to have more feeling in the cars whilst braking. So, that concludes how the car's brake work, and if you didn't understand any of that, I've simplified it down into 3 key points for you. 1, the driver presses the brake pedal, which compresses a hydraulic cylinder. 2, this compression sends a signal to the ECU telling the car the driver wants to brake. Then 3, the ECU sends a message to the brake systems telling them to brake. I hope you've understood that, and that's it for F1 brakes for now. I'm sure we'll come back to them later as they evolve, and I'll probably do an episode on the McLaren brake fires and brake overheating. So that's it for Formula 1 brakes. I hope you enjoyed both part 1 and part 2 if you've seen them both. And if you learnt something, be sure to leave a like on the video and drop a comment. If you like this sort of video, then please subscribe as it lets us know what videos you like, and I really want to release more of these tech-based videos, so you'll get to see more of those too. Frank is also starting a new series about the history of F1, which I'm sure you'll all love to see, and we've got so much other stuff going on the channel too. So please subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.